Bren.
Hi, it's Mike.
And we are in the car again and on the way to Lexington for a little get-together with our friend, Jock. And we thought we'd just shoot a quick video and just talk about avatars. Right, Mike?
You mean from the movie? I hear they're coming out with a sequel.
You're so funny.
They are coming out with a sequel. Actually, 2 movies.
Are they?
Yeah, 2 sequels.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Wasn't the first one really long? And
It was really long, and they killed off all the bad guys, but apparently they're bringing them back somehow.
yeah, I just remember that big tree and all of that.
Yeah.
So what I mean by avatar is, well, what do you say?
Well, really, what comes down to when you're writing a blog post, and or even an article, or creating a video, you have to have an idea in your mind.
Half a mile. Continue on I-71 south.
You have to have an idea in your mind who you're talking to, picture to, like you would be talking to Ray Cross from having coffee with them. Who are they? What do they look like? What do they want? Get a feel for who they are, what they do on their weekend, what their desires are, and really get into the head of the person you're trying to talk to. Again, it comes down to, imagine that you know this person very intimately, like you would your friend, and you're having coffee with them, and then having a conversation. Same thing with writing. You want to talk to them in the writing. You don't want to write to a broad audience, because by doing so, you're right to everybody, you're right to nobody. You need to focus, and like you're talking to that person, so that way they get sucked right into your writing. Right, Bren?
Yeah, what we did is we have, after we...
Turn left onto Elm Street.
Are we going
turn
that way?
left.
Yeah.
Okay. After we, kind of like decided what we were doing, like who our target was, then we
Give it a name.
Yeah, like we, you can come up with like the gender, but that's kind of being a little specific, but I guess we did that.
We was men and women.
Yeah, but men and women, and our age group was between 30 and, I don't know, 50 or 60, I think.
Yeah.
So not, not real young, like 20s, and not, not so old that you probably aren't using a computer that much.
No discrimination, no hate mail, please.
Well, I'm talking about, okay, it's over 100. So I think if you can just think of it as if you're speaking to a 20-year-old, you're going to use different language, they're going to relate to different things that you're saying, and you're going to be, your whole communication style is probably going to be a little bit different than if you're talking to someone who's in their 40s and has a family and has, we're targeting professionals and that have been working in their job for a number of years. They're going to have different hopes and dreams and ideas for their future probably than a 20-year-old. I know I thought I knew everything when I was that age, and things change over the years, so it's just important to have a kind of a targeted age range, their profession, maybe socioeconomic.
Where do they get coffee? Like, do they go to Starbucks? Do they go to Tim Hortons? That's key. Or they make their own at home. Like, that kind of thing. That's really you need to get into the head of who you're talking to. What motivates them? What do they do on a daily basis? Do they spend time with the kids at night? Are they involved all the time? Are they in the arts? Get into their head, because then you can talk to them. Right?
Yeah, and I even, because I'm really like this motivational things and self-help and law of attraction, and a lot of my friends do too. So when I'm writing things, I am conscious of what have I talked about with them, and what's been interesting, and what has been kind of sparked conversations with us recently, or what seems to be something that we are all as a group much interested in. And so when I'm writing anything, I am writing to that target audience. And for me, it's more comfortable to target mostly women. But I think we differ in that a little bit, right?
Yeah. Again, for me, I can see for online stuff, Bren does a lot more of the law of attraction writing, although she does do a lot of the internet as well. And I focus more on the internet. I do some of the law of attraction, kind of a little bit of cross-pollination, but I kind of have a more broad when it comes to gender. But I also know I have a pretty good idea on how savvy they are on computers. For instance, I'm answering questions all the time on either Facebook or by chatting or by email, and so I'm accustomed to, and a lot of times when I'm writing and doing video, I'm answering questions that I've already been asked maybe a day ago. So I've been asked a question, like for instance, to give you an example, someone asked me, where do I start with doing a blog post? And I realized I didn't have any specifically kind of give a list of instructions from A to Z and where to start. So when I was writing it, I was writing as if I was talking to that person who asked that question, right?
Right.
It was almost like a letter.
Yeah, and so if you're writing email copy or writing a blog, it's the same thing. You can think of it as there's a person out there and they're really wanting and going to find a lot of value in what you're talking about and what you're contributing, and like that person, that'd be a good thing. Like that person just asked the question that you're answering for them, and think of it like that.
Exactly. So keep that in mind and focus that. Take the action. It's actually a great idea to do. Once you come up with a topic that you're going to write about, think about who you're writing to and make notes of that. And then Bren and I have actually given a name to kind of the avatar we've created. And a good idea too is find some picture of somebody roughly around that looks like your target audience is, and post it by your computer to remind yourself that you're talking to that person when you're writing.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. And we named ours, I think, Jeff. Yeah. Because again, back to if you're targeting a certain age range, then it would be, if it was younger, it'd be like Ryan or I don't know, what's
Justin, I guess. Maybe.
Yeah, Justin. I don't know. I'm trying to think of a younger name, or if it's older, it's going to be like Ralph, or I don't know, something older.
Bob.
I think Bob could be like 40s. 50s.
You think so? Okay.
Yeah. So I don't know.
But you kind of go with that idea, and if you can't think of a name or you can't really think of a range, the internet, just Google that a name's common to that specific year, and you'll be able to find it.
So okay. Is that it?
I think that's it.